Your webinar on how to get rid of a conch piercing infection fast is about to begin. Hello and welcome to this short webinar on piercing infections. So just as more people are joining us now, I can see, I'll just tell you a little bit about myself. My name's Joe Johnson and I've been working with natural remedies for over 25 years. And it was about 20 years ago that I started helping my clients with piercing infection and tattoo infections. Now, specifically, piercing infections, it might, you might be on your ears, on your nose, on your chin, on your nipples, on your genitals, on the back of your heel, wherever it is. It might look fantastic, but unless you can stop your piercing getting infected, you are running the risk of very serious injuries or even death. Now, I'm not scaremongering. You can go into Google now while we're chatting, open another window and just type in piercing infection and death. And there are pages of it, of people who, for quite rightly, want an earring or a piercing somewhere on the body, and they've got it infected and they haven't took the right approach and it's got worse and they've died. You don't need it and it's so easy to avoid. Okay, so how do you avoid infection? Well, let's assume right now you haven't yet had your piercing. When you're having a piercing, find a piercer who has got a vast amount of experience. When you think about it, society, especially fashion, there's so many trends. Suddenly there's so many people rushing into this kind of tattoos, and then somebody's going into this kind of piercing, then somebody's getting all this kind of some hairstyle. It's a fashion. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but what it means is at any one time there are large numbers of people who are training to do that. There's people training to give tattoos, and they don't tell you that they're training, they just produce a mess. There are people training to do piercing, and it looks fantastic, but later on you realise that there was something wrong with the piercing, or later on you realise that you're infected, and then it's too late. So first things first, if you can, get a recommendation of a friend or of somebody else, and pick a very experienced person who can do the piercing. If it costs you 50% more, I'm advising you it is worth it. You don't want anybody practicing on your body. A lot of people will do anything for money, and I understand that. There's been times in my life where I've considered doing anything for money. But when it comes to affecting your health and your appearance, and even your life if you get a severe infection, that is why you will pick the best person you can to do the job. Okay, that's before you get your piercing. Now, people who do piercings are professionals. Most of them are professionals. They will sterilise the equipment, they will sterilise whatever thing they're going to put through you, a stud or a ring or whatever, and they'll sterilise your skin. That helps prevent infection. Now, what they'll also do is probably give you a little bottle of tea tree oil or something like that. So you've got your piercer, you've probably got a little stud in the piercing, and every day you apply a few drops. Now, tea tree oil is the most common essential oil used to stop piercing infection. Personally, I would say it's not strong enough because too many people are getting infected. Too many people are getting infected. And it seems to be that it depends whereabouts on the body it is. Now, understand this, your body, whether you're healthy or you're sick, everybody's the same from the day you were born. You've been covered in bacteria, yeast, molds, fungus, viruses, and all kinds of parasites. You're covered in it, and that's perfectly normal and healthy because that's how it is. In nature, everything's trying to live, and everything's eating something else, just trying to live. I wish I knew how to stop that noise. Anyway, so you're covered in creatures that will more than happily eat you alive. But that isn't a problem, because you've got an immune system that's always there, always present, and it's there to kill off the yeast, the fungus, the molds, the parasites. It'll kill them off. So what happens? How come you've got an infection? And I'll tell you, nowadays, increasingly, more and more people are suffering from a weak immune system. And that affects people in many different ways. Some people can get arthritis. Some people can get a yeast infection, maybe in the genitals or under the arms or in the ears. Many people get sinus infections. These are all signs of a weak immune system. Some people get a cough on a regular basis, cough and cough. So it's simple to kill off the bacteria or fungus which is causing your piercing infection. I'll say that again. It's easy to kill it off. But how do you prevent the infection from coming back? And I'll say this from experience. Most people I know, before they come to me, they've been to the doctors and they've got an infection, and over 40% of the infections are here in the navel or the belly button, whatever you want to call it. So, you know, I don't know if you can see there on the camera, just a simple ring through the belly button here. The majority of the infections are there. And you know why? It's a very good reason. Because here, in the belly button, it's warm and it's moist. And that's perfect breeding ground for bacteria or fungus. So anywhere that you have where you get pierced, if it's warm and it's moist, you're sort of inviting, it's the perfect breeding ground for an infection. So you've been to the doctor has a look at your infection, probably passes some kind of negative judgment on piercing, but then they'll give you these antibiotics, and the antibiotics do work. So you think, you take the course of antibiotics for about 5-7 days, you go away, and about 2 weeks later, it's come back, your infection comes back. What are you going to do then? So you go back to the doctors, and then they can offer you a different form of antibiotics, a stronger form of antibiotics. Now, antibiotics. Anti means against, bio is life. So these pills kill off small life forms that are covering your body, but they also kill off all the small life forms inside your body. This is why I've got the picture of the digestive system here. So you might have an infection, say, on the back of your heel, on the calf, you know, which is quite common, or on your belly button, on here, your nipples, your clitoris, your foreskin, wherever it is. But you've took your antibiotics and your infection's coming back. Those antibiotics will weaken this whole digestive system. And your digestive system, that's where the vast majority of your immune system is. Because if you think about it, whatever you're eating, when you're eating food, you don't sterilize food, you just eat bacteria, you eat fungus, you eat parasites. You put it in and it's weakening you. And if you put this in your body, it will dramatically weaken your immune system. Which means once your infection's gone, say for instance on your belly button, the infection's gone, but within a day you're covered in fungus again because it's everywhere. And you're covered in bacteria because it's everywhere. And if you put tea tree on it, it ain't going to work. It's not going to work. So what do? Now, here is a small pitch of a product that I know will get rid of your infection. But I'm going to show you how to make it yourself so you can decide. So I'm not selling you, I'll give you the choice of buying it from me, or you can make it yourself. But we did the research. Far better than tea tree are these three things. Clove bud. That's the essential oil of organic clove bud, right? The second one is organic red thyme. And the third one is organic cinnamon leaf. So these are 3 essential oils, and they're mixed together. What you do, you simply, wherever you have got your piercing, you apply that in you take the small bottle with you. In fact, the bottle is that big. So this is piercing formula. You apply it several times a day. Several times a day. That'll get rid of the infection within about 3 days. But remember what I said. Antibiotics will get rid of the infection, but it comes back. If you just use plant extracts like like tea tree or clove or cinnamon or thyme, if you just use them, remember you've got a weakened immune system, so the infection is going to come back. So what I've done is this. We looked at which homeopathic remedies are the best at fighting infection and stimulating your immune system. I'll say that again. We looked at which homeopathic remedies are the best at killing infection and stimulating your immune system. Because if you stimulate your immune system, your body will look after itself. It'll just get rid of the infection and it won't come back. So what we did, and you can look on the website, you can look at the ingredients, and you can look at the 4 homeopathic remedies, and you can see they are listed there. We've dissolved 4 homeopathic remedies in this blend of herbal plant extracts. So in actual fact, there are 7 specific remedies in here to stop you getting infected. 3 of them are to kill off the bacteria, the yeast and the mold and the fungus. So you've got 3 remedies killing off the parasites without damaging your immune system. And then there's 4 remedies dissolved in here, which is the biggest, the most important part, is to stimulate your immune system into protecting you going forward. It's so important. If you've already tried normal antibiotics, and you probably will have, you know the infection is going to come back. So you've got to find an alternative to protect you going forward. That's what this remedy is. It's called Piercing Formula. It's in the link below. And when you have a look at it, you can see the ingredients. And the ingredient list, I've turned them into links, and I've linked to the US Government Library of Health, so that you can see each of these ingredients have proven to stop infection. So it's not just me saying it. The US government's research papers listed in the Public Library of Health, they are there to prove that these ingredients will stop infection. But take it on board. The most important thing is to stimulate your immune system. You can have as many piercings as you want, and your body will look after you. And I've met people who've got 50, 60 piercings and they don't get an infection, because what they do, they have the piercing and they apply this stuff from day 1. They apply it several times a day. They apply it before they go to bed at night. You have a bath or a shower. Whenever you're doing what you're doing, you apply it again. So in actual fact, you're applying the 7 remedies. Now you can make this remedy yourself, or you can choose to get it from me. If you do choose to get it from me, I'll get it sent out to you today, marked urgent. We'll get it sent to you, and then you can start using it. So that's that. That's piercing infection. You can have as many piercings as you want if you look after your immune system. I want to talk about your immune system now. Because if you've got a piercing infection, then you've got, the chances are you've either got something else, an illness, or there's an illness coming over your horizon. And why I'm saying that is this. If you've got a weak immune system, imagine you're covered in fungus, you're covered in bacteria, yeast, molds, all that kind of stuff. And your immune system can't protect you. So you're open to yeast infections on your genitals, under your arms, in your ears. You're open to sinus infections. You're open to all kinds of illnesses. So just a quick few tips I want to give you. They don't cost anything. What you can do is this. One moment, please. sorry, I can hear it. It's coming through onto...
Alright.
Yeah, is that alright? You don't just leave it, you're alright. Sorry about that. Right, so what I'm saying is there are just 4 things that you can do to dramatically improve your health, and it doesn't cost a penny. And the first thing you can do is this. Stop putting toxic chemicals in your mouth. And what I mean by that is things like, you can go in the supermarket and look at the ingredients. Almost every single thing in the supermarket is covered in chemicals. And most of those chemicals did not exist 50 years ago. I'll say it again. Look at the ingredients on anything. The ingredients didn't exist 50 years ago. So how does your digestive system know what to do with it? It doesn't. So it starts concentrating on trying to process these chemicals. And that weakens your immune system even more. So I'm just suggesting, if you can have a little bit of fresh fruit or veg just once a day, and if you enjoy it, make it twice a day, and then wash it down with some fresh, what's the word? Not distilled water, but just filtered water. I'm not getting into the controversy about chlorine in water. Just do the research yourself. But if you can drink fresh water, it'll boost your immune system. That's the first thing. The next thing you can do, most people, all of us, me, you, everybody you know, we get exhausted. And what's causing that? When there's so much energy in the universe, how come we're tired? Well, the first thing we can do is get more oxygen into the body. And you can do that quickly and simply and so easy. Watch this. It's a simple breathing exercise. You breathe in for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, and breathe out for a count of 4. And I'll demonstrate this now. So it's so that's breathe in for 4, hold for 4, and breathe out for 4. That has 2 dramatic effects. The first effect is that you'll start to experience more energy. Because if you can do that for 10 minutes a day, it starts to strengthen your immune system. But even more important than that, it's you starting to be in charge of your health. It's you starting to steer your own ship. So if you did get an infection, and people often do get infections, and they go running to the doctors, you know, because they give them the authority away to the doctor. Doctor, what can I do? Or they go to the drugstore, please help me, what can I do? No, you're in charge. You've been healthy most of your life. Your immune system knows how to look after you. It knows there's a natural intelligence in your body. You haven't had infections all your life. There have been very rare occasions when you've got infected. So your body knows how to look after yourself. But right now, your immune system needs a helping hand. So that's the first thing. Kill off the parasites without harming your immune system. That's simple. Once you've killed off the infection, use it once a week. Just put it into your piercings, massage it into your piercings, and just forget about it. It'll stimulate your immune system. Then stop putting toxins in your mouth. Put clean food in, and you'll start to have more energy. Your immune system will start to have more energy. Just put clean water in, you'll feel better. Then start to breathe. That breathing exercise, 10 minutes a day, that's all it is. Breathe in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, and rest. And you'll notice your immune system, your sense of well-being, you'll feel great. Now the next one, this is probably the one that'll have the biggest impact on your immune system. Get out of breath every single day. Get out of breath every single day. So you've got a piercing, you've got infected. You can get rid of the infection But remember, the cause of the infection was a weak immune system. So we can boost your immune system by doing a little bit of movement. That is, you can move your arms. If you're stuck in a wheelchair, you can move your arms. You can do whatever you have to do. You get out of breath. Maybe you feel a bit infirm. Stand up. If you can stand up, stand up. If you can walk, walk fast till you get out of breath. Doesn't matter if it's 10 yards. Make it 15 yards and then 20 yards and then 25 yards. If you can run, run 20 yards. Get out of breath. And what it does is this. It forces your body to detox. It drives all the blood around, it pushes the lymph around, and it collects all the crap in your system and gets rid of it. And if it gets rid of the crap in the system and you're putting fresh food in and fresh water in, your body can look after itself. It can sort its own infections out in future. Okay? So don't give the authority to me. Don't give the authority to the doctors or the people in the drugstore. It's about you getting rid of your infection. It's something that's natural and powerful and that makes common sense. Something that's been proven to work because the government own website proves that this stuff works. And it's getting to understand that this is your life. You're in charge. And by all means, make yourself, if you feel you're more beautiful or, you know, you want some piercings, wherever you want your piercings, by all means do it. But don't run the risk of infection or amputation or even worse, death by not taking some basic steps to protect yourself. And you can. You can. So, get this remedy, send it out to you today, or click on the link below. I can show you how to make the remedy yourself. Tea tree is not strong enough. You can't risk it, okay? Antibiotics are too strong because they'll get rid of your infection, but you'll have it again within a month. If you don't believe me, try that, but in a month's time, come back here and follow this advice. Get rid of the infection. Then start putting fresh food into this body. Fresh food in the mouth start to stimulate your immune system. Fresh water in your mouth start to stimulate your immune system. Then simple breathing exercises. In for 4, hold for 4, out for 4. And you start to be in charge of your health. You're the authority on your health. And then the next thing, get out of breath. Get out of breath. Doesn't matter how old you are, how infirm you are, or how young you are, and how probably invincible you feel. Unless you start to get out of breath, life will take your energy away. Okay, I'll say that again. Doesn't matter how young or old you are, unless you're moving, life will take your energy away. It'll take your immune system away. Okay, so get the remedy, start the breathing, start the food, start the water, and get moving. Okay. Now on the website below, there will be links to get this remedy, get it sent out. Let's have a look for it. Piercing doctor. Don't forget, select the most expensive piercer. Personally, go for the best. You don't want to take chances with your health with piercing. And look after the piercing with this formula, the piercing formula, and look after the rest of your life. Might as well start now. Start now. If you're infected, it's a good time to start. Start now, and you will not get ever like this again. You'll start to feel great. You'll have more energy. You'll have less infections. And you'll feel good about yourself. You'll feel stronger. You'll feel much stronger because you've got more energy. You're lighter. You'll feel great. Okay? Any questions, get in touch. Or on the website, if you need to speak to me or one of my staff, ring up and be more than happy to help you. All right. So good luck and get that tattoo, get that piercing infection sorted. I said tattoo there because the same ingredients are in the tattoo remedy. It's the same principle of killing off all the bacteria, yeast and mold very quickly and then boosting your immune system. All right, so get your piercing infection sorted today. Wherever you are, we'll get it out to you today. Australia, UK, the States, it's all free shipping. So come on, let's be hearing from you and let's get this piercing infection sorted. Bye for now.